Guys, you're not going to believe this. There was another shooting in this country.
Didn't have to do with race, did it?
Yeah, Bianca
No.
did.
What?
Yeah. So they shot Jacob Blake in the back for no reason. Or, no, I'm sorry, they had good reason. He said, hey, I have a knife in the car. So, and my 3 kids and knife, just so you know, I have a knife in the car. And even if he got the knife, what did you think he was going to do with it, cops? How nice did you think he was with the knives?
Right.
Like, he could have been Bruce, whoever the king of the knives is. He could have been that nice, and you still could have shot him. Just wait. Give it a second. I'm not saying don't shoot him. I'm just saying let him get the... I am saying don't shoot him, but I'm saying let him get the knife.
Let a problem present itself. And I understand if you took our statements and put them in certain situations, someone might die. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that we're not saying that, hey, cops, wait till they have the weapon pointed at you. It's just that video. It's such a perfect angle of like, he posed no threat to you.
It's almost, remember the thing in Highlights magazine, Goofus and Gallant?
I loved Highlights, yes.
It's like Highlights magazine for racism, where it's like white people get this treatment and black people get this treatment. It's like so bald and it's they were nice about it. They did it on consecutive days.
Right.
One on Sunday, Jacob Blake gets shot in the back, and then on Monday, Kyle fucking whatever his name, Rittenhouse, walks with the cops who give him water and walks past them when people are going, he just shot somebody. And
he even was kind of like surrendering because he thought, all right, and then like, they drove past him.
He was even look, guys, even for a white person, you gotta.
Really?
Yeah, it was bad even for a white person, right?
Yeah, he was like, he was a little BLM for a split second.
Yes,
he's just like, they're not
lock me up.
Gonna.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get out of town.
Yeah. So it's cartoon. It literally is cartoonish. It's like one thing, and when a black person does it,
right.
And then there's all those videos of white people the kid who like has a gun and is running, and the cops chasing him, like, hey, like on some fucking Benny Hill shit,
right?
Where the cops, it's just kind of fun.
Yeah, and he's like, you do it, and then the cop's like,
the cop might as well be going like, get, like on some fucking Dukes of Hazzard, like what shit, and it's like you'd think they're kidding.
The funny thing is, for a long time, you're like, well, if this was like this, they wouldn't say it, or if this was like this, everyone's a hypocrite. This is proof. They're full of shit.
Yeah, there is no...
He was a nice guy.
Black people and white people are treated differently. There are 2 sets of rules. There's the black rules and the white rules.
We just have to start admitting it. Well, not us, but then I think, okay, who gives a fuck? Like, we know. We don't actually need someone. It's like if you're in an abusive relationship and the person beats you, and they just won't take ownership and they always blame you. Yeah... Part of it would be nice.
You mean a healthy, good relationship? Go ahead.
By Neal's standards.
You mean most male-female relationships? Yep. Go
ahead. Okay, so at one point you really want them, like, do you see how you're hurting me?
Mm-hmm.
But let's say they just won't. I mean, you aren't tethered to them. You know, you really need to move on for yourself. And I think just overall, white America is not gonna, you know, they have their own divide, you know, and there's a portion of white America does not matter. They are never, ever gonna get it.
And to the second point, black people are stuck here. Black people cannot move on. I was saying to somebody, black Americans should get asylum everywhere. I've said it here. Black Americans should get asylum in any country they want. Like, hey, I'm here. And they're like, what country are you from? America. Oh, and you're black? Yeah, come on in. That's as good as having a civil war. It's as bad as, I mean, it's not as bad as like Rwanda or whatever, but it should allow you
Right.
To go to the UN and go, yeah, this is inhumane, right? We can all agree.
It's just so funny because everything the far right are crying for, are afraid of, claim is happening, is literally happening to Black people. Mm-hmm. Everything that they are,
the tyranny that they that the right conservative white people think the government tyranny is happening to Black people, and through their actions they go, oh wait, we don't care about that.
Yeah, it's like, well, what did he? I remember I saw like there's a conservative website I look at, and then I get upset, and then I turn it off just to balance it
like
out.
A cold shot. It's like a cold rinse.
Cryptotherapy. And those comments were like, Blake was a vicious criminal. Thank God they shot him. He was vicious. And I was just like, man, anything.
What did they think his charge was?
There's a moth. He has a 3rd-degree sexual assault charge. I don't know what that is. That's not child rape. I think it was a statutory wheel.
And he's not a stand-up comedian? Let me get this straight.
Not that
He's got who in their right mind would get anyhow, guys.
No, don't play it, but just can you find what his 3rd-degree sexual assault is? Anyways, eventually. But it's that 3rd-degree sexual assault. I'm like,
yeah, so
what does that have to do with?
Well, that's the thing is any crime by a Black person is death penalty. Jaywalking. Well, if he's Black, we're going for the death penalty, right?
Sinister Black guy.
Yeah, Yeah. It was funny. Did you see the meme about how they had him cleaning graffiti?
I was just like,
and then a couple yesterday were Charles Manson playing guitar at a church, and Ted Bundy doing the dishes, which is fucking Ted Bundy doing the dishes. He looks fantastic.
So wholesome.
He's one of the hottest. He's an 8. Let's be honest.
I don't think he's attractive at all. When people,
interesting.
I remember I had to go back and look at Ted Bundy. Like, is this a white dude everyone's talking about? Like, can you pull up Ted Bundy really quick?
There's an over. I wonder what the over under is.
Ted Bundy hot, right? Hot. Ted Bundy hot. Like, he looks like a creepy neighbor to me. I don't understand the Ed Bundy thing. Right, how is he cute? Wait, what's cute about that guy?
That's a good look. I know people you've dated that look like that.
No.
Yes, I do. I don't want to name names.
Well, don't name names. So, he doesn't look like that. But anyways.
I like that the guy below to the left, that's the security guard from the Michael Jordan documentary.
Really?
It's not.
Oh.
No. But it's Will. You know I love a lookalike. So Will, hopefully he'll do some
okay, I guess he kind of looks like ugly Rob Lowe there.
Yeah. By the way, did I tell you I refer to myself as ugly Rob Lowe as of a week ago because I'm aging well? And I'm like Rob Lowe, except I'm ugly.
That's
Rob Lowe.
You've actually used the term.
Yeah, I said I'm like an ugly Rob. I was on the phone with somebody. I'm like an ugly Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe's like 60. So
his image, it's so manufactured.
Yes, and so I've decided I'm going to start referring to when I see Bloods and Crips wearing red and blue plaid shirts. I'm going to start referring to them as black lumberjacks. Because that's clearly what they must, why they must be wearing those clothes. They're lumberjacks on their way to the forest to do some jacking, as it were.
I need to read you this. Did you see the Times? I mean, it's not like the Times is so fucking amazing, but this is
the New York Times.
No, just like the Times, the UK one. Times. They literally they wrote an article, and this is how they categorize Kyle. Good old Kyle. Keep talking. I'll pull it up in a second.
Okay. So he also did you see the video of him punching a girl? And then the black dudes
on her. Yeah.
are like, we're gonna fuck him up for punching a girl.
Right.
Which is it's another one of those cartoon things.
Yeah, it's like
where you're like, so black dudes saw him being fucked up to a woman and intervened where there's other white men there
that were
fine with it,
or fighting her.
And you would think if I told you the scenario of like black, white, you would go, well, so the black guys must be bad guys, right? And we can prove it. It's like, no. Actually, the complete opposite. That Literally. They were defending a woman against this guy, and this guy, whereas the black guys defend women from Kyle Rittenhouse, and Kyle Rittenhouse defends stores against black men. Like, okay, it's like a cool, fucking fake. Right. It's like an O. Henry story where you're like, it's too convenient. I don't know how this better be amazing.
This guy wrote, this is the title of the incidents that went down in Kenosha. A bullied teenager who revered the police and found purpose as a vigilante will appear in court today, charged with murder after 2 people were killed during a night of unrest in Wisconsin. Like a bullied teenager who revered the police. And so they got so much backlash.
Who bullied him?
Who fucking knows? I don't know anything I never heard about bullied. Maybe anyways,
did the girl that he beat up? She bullied him?
So they had to pull it, and they received all this backlash because it was like, who wrote that? Some guy named like Ben Weil, but it's like some white guy. That's like, that's like, to me, I'm like, how much spin do you need?
Well,
a vigilante?
They like don't. And then Tucker Carlson defending him and going like, are we surprised? It's, by the way, it's Chandler, everybody. He's Chandler. Tucker Carlson is Chandler. Are you really surprised, Monica, that a white boy took it into his own hands? Like that's just, it's another thing. It's another cartoon bias. Like, what would the right wing blogosphere, what would the press say? Ann Coulter said she wants him to be her president. Just like,
but here's the deal: black people aren't welcome here.
No,
they're either tolerated,
yes,
or they're unwelcome. And we are numb to it. So I'm sure there's people who are like, "You guys are being a little dramatic," but we're but I think we're not talking about it in a day by day basis. Not most people on a daily basis aren't like getting pitchforks.
There's no signs that say blacks this way.
But there's sundowner towns. That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
And I knew that before Lovecraft Country. Believe it or not. There's all this shit where I'm like, we're not welcome. Black people are here. So what are you going to do? You know what I mean? But they're not welcome.
No, they don't. Black people are not welcome. And it's so fucked up because white people made black people come. It's not like black people came here and white people were like, hey, get the fuck out of here. White people
they would have gladly left
and picked them up, kidnapped them, chained them up, brought them over here, and then we're like, the fuck are you doing here?
And then we're like, I hate that you're here.
Yeah.
Ooh, that skin.
Motherfucker, you invited me. You more than invited me. You forced me to come here. Yeah, but I just wanted you to wait tables until that portion was over.
Imagine that's like being invited to someone's wedding and they're like, work.
Yes.
Work the wedding. What did you think you were going to celebrate?
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
We're both getting close to the matter because it's complicated because it's like they didn't invite them. They kidnapped them at the wedding.
Saying if kidnapped.
They kidnapped. That's the thing. The problem is the kidnapping.
Okay.
They kidnapped. That's where white people fucked up. It's the only mistake white people made. They kidnapped black people, brought them to the wedding. And the black people were like, what am I doing here? And they're like, fucking, first of all, don't speak whatever language that is. You're speaking wedding language. And you're going to wait tables. And then they do that. And then they realize like, oh, this is wrong. We don't want you to wait tables anymore.
You're making me feel guilty.
Yes. Now I don't like what I did. And yes, I'm going to put statues up. So.
I was on Reddit and it was the video of the 2 black dudes like narrating the video of him punching the girl.
Mm-hmm.
And so many white people.
I wish the black dudes didn't say we should pistol whip this motherfucker.
I like that part. It's my favorite part.
I liked it on the street, but in terms of like a mass.
No, come on. Look at what he was doing.
No.
Like
but
what
it's
he
an
was
eye for an
doing.
eye problem. It's an
Yeah,
eye for an
well,
eye problem.
People gotta get used to that shit.
Yes, it's an eye for an eye problem because then Kyle Rittenhouse sees them and goes, "I'm gonna shoot these mother." It's like, let's leave guns out of it. Just let's restrain each other without guns.
Right.
That's my only note.
Oh, is that Okay.
Yeah.
So people were like, a bunch of white people were giving examples, and someone wrote in the comments like, yeah, there was a fight in a parking lot, and us and our friends drove in, and our friends in the other car were 2 black dudes. And there was a huge fight, so we just pulled into the whatever fast food parking lot and waited it out. So when the fight was over, and then cops came to break up the fight, everyone scattered. They were chilling in the car until everything was cool.
I think I know what's gonna happen.
Found the black people and they were like, "Get out of the car!"
Yeah,
and they were like, "We didn't do anything." And then all the workers and other people were like, they just pulled in.
It's actually fun. It's another one of those. He beats up a girl. The black guys go to stop it, and then the black guys get in trouble.
The cop told the black kids, detain them for like an hour, not arrested them, but detain them. Sorry. And so after an hour, it was like, "You're lucky these people stuck up for you, or else you would have been in a world of shit." I'm like,
the black guy's lucky.
He's lucky.
Yeah.
Because black people aren't welcome. They weren't welcome.
No,
you're not welcome if you do nothing and you could lose your life at any moment because someone doesn't like you.
You're welcome. You're not welcome. You're like you said, tolerate. Even the word tolerate, the Museum of Tolerance. I remember when they opened the Museum of Tolerance, I was like, I don't love that word.
I think
it's pretty
have you been
low.
In there?
No.
I don't think it's about, I don't know.
No, it's not about black people. It's Jewish people. But just the word tolerance is like, couldn't do better. The problem is the opposite of tolerance is like glorify. You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't. That's how racist people are. Is we had to build a museum to the idea of tolerating Jewish people.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy how racist people are. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Tolerate? I don't know, man. Let me see it.
Right.
Let me see it. All right. I'll give it an hour. And then they come out and go like, you know what? I'm going to tolerate some Jews. I can do it now.
I've seen the light. But then now the guy who died in Portland, he's
the right-wing guy.
Right-wing guy who died in Portland. Yeah. They're like, he was a medic. I'm like, dude, maybe he had something going on, but he was from out of state.
Yep.
And I just find it funny that when the protests happened in late May, early June, everybody from out of state was a white Antifa agitator. Out of state agitator. Stay out. Go back to where you came from. And now these people, like online, they make caravans to go into these places just to agitate, and everybody makes an excuse for them. So
you could also make a case that black Americans deserve an Israel.
That's what I always say. The only reparation should be a place that they won't get killed. Give them land. And guess what? If you took away even land that wasn't even being used, but if you took it away, even if you
problem then what happened with Israel again? Yes.
Well, you don't take it away like that. There's plenty of acres. There's nobody.
Not good land. Not like anywhere anyone wants to be.
Right. Well, in America, you can at least pay them for what you take. Everybody's gonna have a problem with it.
But you could give them like West Texas or something. I mean, like
do you know how many Texas people are gonna be like, chick, give us West Texas?
Tens of thousands.
What's going on in West Texas? Never sure.
Well, I'm saying that's a big area,
right?
And I had a thought earlier, which is, it's odd that white people loathe black people so much that white people even like Native Americans.
Right.
Like that shit, like Wounded Knee, and then there's white militia people defending. They say that like these natives got violated, and you're don't tread on me. They side with the natives in that one, in like the Wounded Knee. But as soon as black people, they're like, well, that's part of the game.
Right. Sorry,
that's just going to happen. I mean, you gotta it's a death penalty. What'd you do?
Yeah.
It's so deep. It's so deep.
Because we were like slaves, and although my slaves went to my family slaves went to Latin America. Let's hot button topic. Hot button.
Well, can you do like weed smoke, fake weed graphics?
This is so fucking stupid.
It's amazing.
I just like that's like reggae music, like as if they just
because what happens is the people got to run to the dance floor.
I know
when they hear it.
Reggae music
when they know that it's coming.
That was so fun. I forgot.
I know that your people can't. It's how deep racism is.
How deep is your love for me?
Yes.
To quote Cisco, it's just how deep is your racism? Like how much? The problem is black people are slaves, and that I think there's something psychological that no one can get past. No one knows how to figure out to get past the shame of it, and then the guilt, and then the lower class and everything. Like, how do we get past that? Immigrants coming here and being mistreated is different than you were a slave, and we tried everything to destroy you.
With the immigrants thing, you will get hazed out of it. Irish immigrants, Italian immigrants.
Yeah, you get hazed out.
You get hazed out. You get like fucking clean.
Yeah.
Mexicans are doing any Central American, Central and South American people, that group, Latinos, get fucking clean up.
Yeah.
You want to be in this frat? You scrub floors for 20 years, and then you graduate, you matriculate up.
I did that Harvard Iranian speech. Remember they emailed you? And I did it, and it was about like anti-blackness and Iranian diaspora, but it was also just about how do you speak to immigrants about Black Lives Matter? Because immigrants are not team black people. And my point was like, the problem is that they come here and they don't know the language, and they don't know the culture, they don't know the customs, they don't know anything, and they can somehow carve out some sort of financial independence above black people. What's the matter with black people? So what the fuck is you have everything. Like, and the thing is, I understand that fully. And I suggested, tell them, imagine if they wouldn't even be coming to America. It wasn't on the backs of blacks that made this country in like a position for economic prosperity, but whatever. Just tell them, like, imagine.
I feel like that point of view is too esoteric for white people. For most people, like, if it weren't for it, it's like, it's too much. It's too.
Then, okay. Then next step is like, imagine, so Iranians came, especially to LA in like the late 70s, right? And I was like, okay, imagine if a bunch of Iranians came here and, they were met with prejudice and but they carved out like a community. And then imagine if someone just bombed that community, just took it away, bombed it, killed your people. And then you
poisoned it, bombed it. Over-prosecuted it, arrested half the people.
No real justice for you.
Yep.
You just had to kind of go away, live in tents, find something else. And then whoever survived that massacre moved to another state. And then the same thing happened. And then there was rapes, killing, babies taken away, no justice, no education, no funding. And then every time you tried to climb up the prosperity ladder, someone just shoved you off.
Yeah.
Every time. How many times would it take till you just stay down?
Yeah. But I don't even think that has more to do with black psychology. I'm talking about not black psychology. That sounds like the staying down thing sounds like what that repeated oppression does
what
to
I'm
people.
saying is when like immigrant diaspora come here and they look at black people, they're like, what? You have everything. Why are you
Bro,
have
watch
so much?
this.
Yeah. It's like,
yeah,
but
it's
you don't
different, buddy.
Get it.
Yeah.
And when you tell someone, well, you don't understand, they're like, every immigrant has a really shitty, legitimately shitty story.
Yeah.
That it's like, oh yeah,
sweep.
Yeah, clean.
Yeah.
Like you said. So it's hard for them to get the psychology of being beat down for a century.
Yeah, because it's cartoonishly, you wouldn't believe it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe it if that happened. You just wouldn't.
And I think if you even told some immigrant parents that, they still wouldn't believe you. No.
Because it's so cruel. I mean, I have a thought, like, maybe black people need to wear body cams.
Just.
I don't know what else, because the cops won't turn theirs on. So give them to black people and let them wear them. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's got to be some
I just
recourse.
think there needs to be protocol for when you approach a black person. Like, let's just admit it. Like, hey, turn on your phone camera, please, ma'am. I'm going to approach your car. Cool. Just have it be. Let's just do it. It doesn't have to be weird.
Who's saying that? The cops are saying that?
The cops should be like, I'm going to approach you. Can you please turn on your camera?
I can't be trusted.
And they would never.
I know what I'm like. I need you to turn. You need to keep me honest.
Ooh, trigger happy.
You need to keep me honest. I can't help. I'm almost shooting you right now, if I'm honest. That's how I can't. I don't even know what's happened. Something's overcoming me.
Right.
Something needs to change. Like we keep saying that, but body cam. When body cams got implemented, I was like, this will help, and then they just turn them off. Well, it's like, okay, then why do you? They can't turn them off. They cannot be allowed to turn them off.
They should just be going and going.
Yes.
There's
like a Nest cam.
Yeah.
My Nest records. It costs $10 a month.
But you know what's funny is that there was an incident in North Hollywood where someone was like, there's a man with a gun somewhere on the streets. So they just saw a black guy running. Maybe 10 minutes later.
Well, that must have been the guy with the gun then. I think shoot him now and then ask questions later.
The guy takes out the AR-15 in his car and and just like murders him in front of the school. And they go and there's no medical they kept saying, they're like, okay, turn off your body cam. Like,
yeah, you can hear it.
You can hear it. One guy didn't turn off his body cam. And nothing's happened. So even when you see the proof, I mean, like it's something else has to change. That's just a Band-Aid on a symptom. It has to start before the body cam.
Yes, but you're talking about a 100-year process.
It's a long.
Honestly, I mean,
you'll definitely be dead by then.
Well, not with this vegan diet.
Dr. Sebi.
Yeah, have you seen the pills I've got? You've seen the pills I'm packing. First of all, with Solar Ray, a sponsor. You're not. Go to freevitamind.com. I will be dead, but guess who else will be dead? A lot of innocent black people for no fucking reason.
I don't get the killing part. Be prejudiced all you want. Why are we killing people?
Crime is punishable by the death penalty in white eyes.
It's such a fake Christian nation. It's just like I don't get the disconnect in this country. This is the most hypocritical, full of shit, doesn't know who it is country. It's like, we want to be this, da, da, da. I'm like, even the things the far right is saying, I'm like, you're going against your own principles. Like you don't like anti-fascists?
They don't. I did a daily show about it. They don't. I'm against anti-fascists. Well, you know what that means? You're for. Means you're for fascists. Just if you quickly double negative, take those away. Negative or that cancel out. For pro Tifa. You're pro Tifa.
You're pro Tifa. That's so funny. Pro Tifa.
Sometimes I used to write for TV. Every once in a while.
Pro Tifa. But everything that's fascist is what they're against.
Yes.
I don't understand.
But because it's fine if you do it to the Browns.
These Browns don't count.
Yes. They're not full Americans. I would say 3/5 is still about what white people think they are.
It's like 4/5 now.
Yeah. Like LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron gets a 4/5.
And then it's like, ooh, that 1/5 is like, shut up and dribble.
Yeah. Dave's a 4/5. Congratulations. A couple people. Rihanna, Beyonce, Jay-Z. They got their extra 5th. Take your 5th. There should be a ceremony like a gold record. Like, we present you with another 5th of citizenship.
It basically is for celebrities.
Yeah, that's what it's like. Chris says it's like being a fame is the greatest gift God can give a black man, because you just become a white person.
Unless
you're not a special white person.
Bad.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Then
there's
it's like,
a leash. Yes. Then you actually go to 2/5.
Now you're below everyone.
Yes.
Because it's like, we loved you.
You hear me, Chris Brown? He became like below fucking.
He was never above with white people though.
He was getting there.
Almost there. Almost
he was. You know what's odd though? He's like 6/5 with black women. Somehow with a young black women.
Damn cheekbones.
Yeah, he's fucking great looking and dances tits off, and he's a great singer.
I have a Chris Brown concert tee, and I can't wear it.
You're making a statement.
Well, it feels like, what the fuck, you beat up women. I just know. But at the same time, I feel like white America is so harsh on black men, even when they make the same mistakes as white men. Right. So it's like, you feel like a traitor both.
Yes, that's the thing with the R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. And they go, why do black people defend them? Because they're not going to just hand them over to white people. Because they know that they're not going to get a fair trial. Even with millions of dollars, they're still... Bill Cosby got to 4/5 and like a half.
There's some, though, that have floated away from the black community. It's like Stacey Dash, you can have her. Candace Owens, like, it's like...
Yeah, but they were never... Bill Cosby was 9/10, and look what he had to do.
Stacey Dash all she did was fucking B-list black movies.
Oh, no, but she did Clueless. That's how white people know her.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to resolve it. It's unresolvable. That's what they call an unresolvable segment. And that is the end of this clip.
How you feel,